Friends, there you are. It's Everything Mayor. We're back. This is attempt number 2 at this week's episode. I recorded last night and something went awry. So here we are again. This week we are going to make some conspiratorial predictions about the new John Mayer record, and this is all thanks to another one of you who's out there just sleuthing on the internet. I am so excited about this one because I'm going to make a statement, a prediction about the new John Mayer record that I'm reasonably confident is correct, and I will prove to you why. So we'll get to that in just a moment. If you stick around to the end of the show, we've got the After Dinner Mint. I will talk to you about 2 things in the After Dinner Mint today, and that is the giveaway, the long-awaited giveaway, when that's going to go live and what we're giving away. And also, I have an update for you guitar players. You can see my Silver Sky is over here. I did something to it, and I will reveal it at the end of the show. All right, let's dig in here. So we've made some predictions before on the potential, well, with the new album, it's no longer a potential. We know it's coming. We have talked about the fact that he's at Henson Recording Studios, which he is now purchasing. We made some predictions from a previous Instagram post as to who the producer might be, Blake Slatkin. Go back and check that episode out if you get a chance. But today we're going to dive a little deeper. We're going to dive a little deeper, and I think it's going to give us some clues as to what this album is going to sound like, both stylistically and also technically. So I'm going to open up a screen here. Now, if you're just listening, because we are available on all podcasting apps, come over to YouTube and check out what I'm showing you, because part of it is the visual here. And if you're watching, you see Steve Jordan Pino Palladino and another person in the middle. Now, that other person is Russell Elvato. He is a very, very notable and famous engineer, recording engineer. And his claim to fame is the fact that he uses all analog gear. Okay. And that means no computers for processing of audio, usually. Now, I think he will, record through analog gear into a computer if that's what the project dictates. But his kind of like sweet spot is all old school analog gear and recorded to tape. So big reel-to-reel tape machines, which if you're into audio editing of any sort, you know how easy it is to chop up audio on a computer. Think about that back in the day on tape. You were literally cutting tape. So if you go to Russell's Instagram, this is where we're going to dive into some sleuth work. And thank you, Loretta, for bringing this to my attention. Loretta is a member. I don't think she would mind me telling you that. And if you want to join as a member, please check out the link below. But also, subscribe to the channel. That's free. You could do that, and that helps big time. So let's talk about this, though. So why is this important? Well, John Mayer liked this post, first of all. But that's not totally crazy, because Russell is a part of the team that put together and produced and engineered D'Angelo's Voodoo record, which is highly regarded as one of the best recordings ever made, and it was recorded with all analog gear to tape, and Pino Palladino played on it. I don't think Steve Jordan did. Questlove actually played a lot of the drums on there that D'Angelo didn't play himself. So there is that awareness in the music world. So it's not crazy to think that John would like this post. This is where it gets interesting, though. They're at Electric Lady Studios. Now, this was about a week or 2 ago, and it sounds like this was a 2-week session that these 3 were involved in, which I believe at this point is over with, just based on when posts were made and that type of thing. So Electric Lady is in New York City. John Mayer has recorded there before, Studio A, I believe. And so there's that lineage. Now, this is where it gets even a little bit more into the John Mayer world. I'm going to go to another post. All right. So this is from a couple days ago. Now, this is multi-track tape editing. Now, watch this video. I'm not going to play it right now, but Russell actually shows you what it takes to make edits on tape. And you are literally cutting tape. You're marking it with a grease pencil and then cutting it and taping it back together, which is amazing. So if you go back to, records in the 80s, even some of the 90s, 70s, Queen, Michael Jackson, you name it. There's some unbelievable work being done by recording engineers. And Russell has carried that tradition on. Now here on this post, he calls it an anonymous project. And what he says is that this quote unquote anonymous project decided we're going to go all to tape. All to tape. So no computers for editing. We're going straight to tape through analog outboard gear, meaning if you want reverb, it's an outboard unit. If you want compression, it's an outboard. What I mean by outboard, it's like a big piece of electronic equipment that you're plugging stuff into, as opposed to what you can do now is have an emulation of that inside of a computer, which is what I use. I don't use any outboard stuff because I don't have the room or the talent and skill to do that. But if you look in the comment section, it's kind of interesting here. First one from J. Rodidingo. I don't know how to spell. I'm not sure what that is, but it doesn't matter. Instagram names are weird. Anonymous project plus Pino Palladino plus analog tape equals new sounds from D being D'Angelo. Russell says, unfortunately, no. So this is not a new D'Angelo record. Let's drop down to the next comment. Is this a John Mayer trio album? And then the pondering emoji. Russell responds, no, with a smiley face. Now, you could just take that as this has nothing to do with John Mayer. But the smiley face, I don't know. I'm taking that. I'm gonna make. This is where I'm gonna make the bold claim. I'm gonna make the bold claim here. I hope you're all ready. No smiley face. You could have just said no. Could have said no. Unfortunately, I'm gonna infer that means that no, it's not a John Mayer trio record, because honestly, I don't think that we would be getting a John Mayer trio record at this point in time. That's a different band. I know there's a lot of cross-pollination there, but it really is a different band, and I think Mayer and Pino Palladino and Steve Jordan treat it as such. I think, this is my prediction, the next album, John Mayer, Pino Palladino, Steve Jordan on bass, as they've been, not both on bass, bass and drums, as they've been in those positions before for Search for Everything, Battle Studies, Continuum. I think that's going to be the core personnel. I think we're getting a straight-to-tape record, which is something that I could see him doing because he likes themes. He likes guardrails. So like Sob Rock is all the 80s, early 90s kind of Clapton type vibe with the look as well as the music. Born and Raised, was definitely a specific thing with guardrails of like, okay, this is going to be a acoustic driven type record. The visuals are going to follow suit with how he was and where he was living at the time, that sort of thing. So this time I think the vibe is going to be the D'Angelo early 2000s, straight to tape, all live instruments, mostly probably live takes with Russell, Elevado engineering. And I think that you're going to have Blake Slatkin, who is a younger, more maybe modern producer involved in some way, but that doesn't mean that just because you're recording to tape and doing it the quote unquote old way doesn't mean your music is going to sound old. You can still do forward thinking and modern sounding music in that way. It's just the process is totally different. The sound is different. And it takes, quite frankly, extra skill as musicians because you don't have as much ability to fix stuff in a computer. And if you want to fix things, it's a lot more work on tape. So having people who can nail takes and parts like for real is a lot better if you're going to be working on tape. And Pino and Steve and John Mayer and anybody in John Mayer's orbit is going to be able to do that, and it's going to be awesome. So that is my prediction. Now, this may age very poorly and it could be completely incorrect, but if I am correct, I'm going to be the Nostradamus of the John Mayer world, and all will flock to me for future John Mayer predictions. So that's my prediction. I don't know if it's right. I hope it's right. I think it'd be cool if we're getting little like kind of snippets and tidbits. But it could just as easy be not that. It could also not be that. I know that Mayer was. We're recording this on Monday. I know he was back in LA last week. He saw Sting. He went to see Sabrina Carpenter. So trying to figure out where he is exactly. is part of it as well. So if one of you happens to know whether or not he's been in New York City in the last month, that would help. If he's been in New York City for any extended period of time in the last month, I think that kind of locks up my theory as being correct. Obviously, if he was out somewhere else and not in New York, then this project is not his. But, anonymous project, Pino Palladino, Steve Jordan, a studio John Mayer loves. The clue in the comments section that it's not a D'Angelo record, it's not a John Mayer trio record, but that doesn't mean it's not a John Mayer record, leads me to believe that this is his project. And he works in multiple studios when he does projects. So again, I could be completely incorrect and wildly off base on this, but we got to make predictions, right? We got to I'm committing to this one until I hear otherwise, and watch with my luck what's going to happen is somebody's going to comment, be like, oh, actually, dude, like if you had scrolled down in the comments just like a couple more, you would have seen this, and this. It would tell you that it's not a Mayer record. But if that's the case, so be it. That's what we're here for, to have discussions and have some fun with it. And if you are here, I really appreciate it. I normally do this at the beginning of the show, but I'll do it right now. I can't believe how successful the last 3 or 4 episodes have been. Thank you so much for watching. So many of you are new or at least not subscribers, according to my YouTube analytics. So if you're watching the show and you want to see more of it, please subscribe. It's free, and boosting those numbers up helps me immensely. And if you really want to go the extra mile, we've got merch. We've got Everything Mayer. Here we go. Everything Mayer coffee cups, Everything Mayer t-shirts, sweatshirts, and the memberships, of course, which if you are a member, you get the episodes early, and then depending on the level you're at, you get some additional content, live streams, and those types of things. Now, if you have been here before, you know what that applause means. You know that it's time for the after dinner mint. And this is the portion of the show where we throw caution to the wind and just enjoy ourselves and worry less about those of you who might be just passing through with a shorter attention span for John Mayer related things. The real ones, the beautiful ones, you see what I did there, are here. So I did promise a few things in this week's After Dinner Mint. We've talked about the giveaway quite a bit, and it's going to go live in December. It would be kind of a holiday-ish type thing. And the 2 big parts of the giveaway are going to be a guitar and an amp. So they're not going to go to the same person. There'll be 2 different people because I want to spread the love as much as possible. And so it's going to be a PRS Silver Sky SE, which I will bring out and play on the channel here, and an amp, a Boss Katana amp. So I am so happy to be able to give these away. A subscriber of both my channels, both my main channel, this one, donated these to be given away to you. And it's going to be easy to enter. You just have to join an email list, which I will not spam you from, I promise, and also be a subscriber of the show. That's it. That's it. Now, the only caveat is that for the big stuff, you have to be in the United States because customs is a huge pain. And I've had some friends who've had things just absolutely wrapped up in customs nightmares trying to give them away to people in other countries. So I am sorry for that. However, I do believe for some of the smaller giveaways, we can do merch, and I can drop ship you the merch from my merch provider, Fourth Wall. So fret not, fear not. I hope I can still get things to those of you who are listening outside of the United States, which I know there are tons of you, and I appreciate the worldwide reach of John Mayer fans. And I'm sorry that I can't get around that, but that's the more to come on that, more to follow. So the other thing for you guitar players out there, I'm gonna try to do this without spoiling it right off the bat as I smash the guitar into my desk. So this is my PRS Silver Sky John Mayer model, which is why it's relevant for this show. If you're a guitar player, you know that. But I love this guitar, and it was a Frost White 2020 Silver Sky, and I modified it. And I'm so happy I did. Here's the reveal. You ready? Oh, it used to have a white pickguard, but now it has this tortoiseshell pickguard, and I think it looks awesome. Let me know your thoughts, but I'm super happy with how this turned out. Very excited to play it. And I feel like it's more of my own now. It's my own guitar. You know, Mayer designed all of the guitars and their color schemes. And, you know, he obviously designed this one with a white pickguard. Pick the color, but I decided I wanted to make it something of my own, and I'm certainly not the first person to modify a Silver Sky. I feel like there was a period of time where people were not modifying them because they were kind of perfect design-wise as they were, but you know, people that don't hesitate at all to modify Fender Strats and Fender Telecasters, they're like kind of made to be modified and customized. The pure version of either one of those guitars is almost like more rare and boring than personalized versions of those guitars. So it's funny, as time has gone on, people have become more comfortable, I think, with modifying the PRS Silver Sky. And now there's companies that make pickguards for it, because that's not a PRS pickguard. So super exciting in that regard. I will play it on the channel at some point. I will also be playing it on my main channel. So if you're a guitar player or a musician, I'm doing all sorts of stuff on that channel. You can also find me on premierguitar.com doing gear reviews and demos. So things are happening over here at the Everything Mayer Studios. Very exciting time to be here. I will be announcing on the channel here the next members-only live stream very soon. Members, thank you for being patient on me scheduling this. I'm going to put it out to you all first to pick and vote on what time works the best and what day works the best for most people, because I know last time we did it, I think it was like a Sunday evening. So, and I got comments like, hey, let's move it around a little bit so other people can join. I will absolutely do that. We'll throw it out there, throw out some daytime things. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so try to make it convenient for everybody to join. And then before we do it, once the date is decided, I will let all of you here on the main channel know, and you can choose to join as a member and hop on the live stream if you want. You know what that theme is. It means it's almost time to go home. Everything Mayer is wrapping up. We've done 36 episodes. This is 36 episodes. So I am eternally grateful for all of you hanging out, you know, just sharing your John Mayer fandom with me. And I can't say thank you enough, because it's just a ton of fun. And it's one of my favorite parts of the week, is to get to relax, hang out, talk some John Mayer. And we're going to do it again next week. We'll catch you soon.